Welcome back. We are once again inside the Digital Business Blueprint. So I can share with you how to create a simple, sustainable digital product business. We're actually on day one. This is session number 2. So that we are continuing to talk about creating the perfect profit project, that ABC offer I shared with you earlier. I always say first we prep and then we tech. So we took a few hours for you to kind of just think about the prompts, come up with your challenge, and even potentially record, depending upon how much time you had to do that, number one. So that number 2, now I can show you how to put this thing in the template, how to customize it, and then how to sell it, right? So we're going to do all of that today. So let's move over to where we left off, which was working through prompts A and B, and number 2 as well, so that essentially now you can work on putting this content into Canva and then ConvertKit, if you choose to use Kit as the platform that you're selling your digital offer on, okay? Now, plug and publish in Canva. This is where you go and customize the template. You can add your brand colors, your header, your footer, customize the disclaimer page, paste in the content, insert QR codes if needed, save as a PDF, and then also have the ability to print it too, okay? So let's go into that. I'm going to, because my presentation is in Canva, just go to Canva and make a copy of the template. And then actually start to customize it. And as I'm going through the customization process, if you have any questions about what you're working on, feel free to pause me at any time and check in, okay? So I am going to be doing my Ready for Revenue challenge, and I'm going to put here 7-day Ready for Revenue challenge. And I'm wondering if maybe I do 2 lines. Ooh, no, I don't like that on 2 lines. Maybe I do something else. Ready for Revenue. I think maybe I'm going to put 7-day challenge at the top and then change the font to something smaller. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. So I can just keep it. Is that centered? Why doesn't it feel centered to me? I think I might have a space. Yep, got a space. So I'm going to put 7-day Ready for Revenue, 7-day challenge, Ready for Revenue. Now I can actually increase the size of this because there is space for that. Am I going to customize colors and pictures at all? I will, but I'll come back to it. So I'll basically delete. I think what I'm going to do is work on deleting some of the pages that I don't need. I'm going to delete this page right here because I don't want that cover. Then I have my disclaimer page, right? So this is the Ready for Revenue. This is the 7-day core challenge for entrepreneurs. My name, LaShonda Henry, and I'm not going to do too much here either because some of this is self-explanatory, and you honestly don't need me to be doing all of that. So copyright, I will at the very least just put 2025, and then I'll leave the rest so I can come back to it later. Never do table of contents until you're actually done, and then you can come back and work on that. The footer left and footer right? See here, footer left and footer right. I'm going to keep it simple, so I'm going to go to File, And I'm going to go to find and replace. And so where it says footer left, I'm going to change that to ready for revenue. And it's going to change it throughout the whole document. Ready for revenue. Replace all. And then where it says footer right, I'm going to change that to 7-day challenge. Replace all. And that basically just changes all my footers. Now, this right here is, so I have the welcome, then I have the page where it has all the chapters. And I think I will go through these one by one, but what I'll do is start with the welcome piece. So let me do a quick power pause. Okay, so the first chapter is chapter 1, getting started. Some of these pages, I don't know if I'm going to keep all of them, but I'm just going to start off with the welcome and then kind of go from there, okay? So I definitely know I want at least 2 pages for my welcome content, and then I'm going to put chapter 1 and get ready for revenue. So the purpose of what we're doing right now is for me to work on quite a few customizations for this particular document. And I think I'll do that for about 15, 20 minutes, just kind of showing you how I customize, put the content in here, whether it be text and or links. And then I'm going to actually power pause so that you can work on doing this on your end. And after, I would say 40 minutes to an hour of us working on our documents, then we'll actually move them into Kit to show you how you could publish it for sale, okay? So as I go through this process, if you have any questions for me, definitely feel free to check in, ask questions. Does this mean that it needs to be absolutely done today? Not at all. My goal is not to rush you, but to work on your pace. But I did want to give you something that you could get done within a few hours and or even a few days, depending on your skill set. And to be quite honest with you, most people take months, if not longer, to do things like this. So being able to get it done in a few hours or even a few days, maybe a week, it really is impressive, okay? Just want to make sure that you're clear on that. So what I did, just as I had given you your prompts, I essentially put all of my content into a document, right? And now what I'm going to do is copy. I think I'm going to try to copy these first couple of paragraphs here and see if that will fit into this page. And if I have to make adjustments, I will. But I'm going to do probably a few paragraphs that fit perfectly. So that's going to be the beginning of chapter 1, welcome. And then I do have a quote here, sell your offer in 7 days with 0 guesswork and 0 ads. So I think I will keep the quote page and pop that in there. Now, here's something that I already had for I decided that I was just going to give you guys the Ready for Revenue and put that, because I was going to do bounce back, but I said, you know what, I'm just going to do literally the Ready for Revenue audio series. And the audios are already done, so it's something I can show you guys. And in doing so, excuse me, I was going to say something, and then I lost my train of thought. Oh, I have these motivational, or not motivational messages. I have marketing tips for every day of the challenge. So I'm going to put my marketing tips on each of these pages. So you can or you don't need to have the quote page if you don't want to have it. Now, I think I was able to, let me see the last paragraph that I copied, the core challenge, which was this one. So everything here and here up to here, where it says, let's get back in motion. Let's get back to revenue. Okay. And ChatGPT, as it was helping me work on this, putting this together, this is roughly 455 words, right? And so that fits fine. Great thing is I can come back and expand it if I wanted to, okay? So this is basically me having the welcome done, and then I have a quote. Now, I want to keep my chapters organized, so I may or may not keep this goal page. I'll leave it for now and then come back to it. So right now it's looking like at minimum 4 pages per chapter. But again, it doesn't necessarily have to be the same thing for every chapter. You do want to keep them even though. So, well, actually, to be honest with you, it's more than 4 pages because I do have to count the fact that this intro page that says getting started is a part of the chapter. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 right now, and this goal page actually gives me 5. So you know what? I'm going to delete the goal page for now. I may bring it back. But I'll delete that and maybe put this one here. So you see the chapter, then you see the quote, and then you see the, and now these are quotes, but maybe I'll put like a tip, like a light bulb instead of a quote, and switch those out. But I'll think about that later. Okay, so let's go over to our chapter 2, okay, which is where I have the listen to the challenge. Now, interestingly enough, I don't necessarily have a paragraph for this. So I'm going to do something real simple because, to be honest with you, I have the welcome and then I go straight into the chapters. I don't have a ChatGPT prompt for this. So I'm going to just give ChatGPT a screenshot of this, and then whatever I get, you can consider working on as well. Now, of course, you could write something here, but I don't have time for that. So let me go back to my prompts real quick from ChatGPT. Okay, so I'm going to just give it this thing real quick, add photo. So please see the attached photo. We worked on the welcome, the bio, each of the daily chapters, but I actually have a page where the person can listen to the complete audio series from start to finish. Now, I haven't customized the page with the titles yet, but can you do 2 things for me? Number 1, I don't know how many words or characters are in that little filler description, but can you give me tell me first how many words are in that, just so that I can tell the ladies who are watching me on this training right now, because they're building their little mini books as well. How many words are in that placeholder, number 1. Give me something there that basically says, okay, if you'd like to just kind of listen to the whole guided challenge, click the buttons below to do that, right? They can click the titles and or the play buttons and listen to each of the audio sessions at their pace. It's a self-paced guided challenge, by the way, so feel free to say that. And what else? And then if you could give me a bulleted list of the 9 titles for the welcome, the next steps, the bio. Some of these might already be set, but just give it to all of me because there's 12 chapters, right? So give me like the titles for all the chapters, including welcome, bio. We worked on we worked on the 7 days. So all the titles for, chapter X is supposed to be day 1, day 2, day 3, and then the titles for those days. I think that's it. I think that's all I need. So I don't necessarily need it to give me a simple bulleted list of the chapters, but it would make my life easier, so why not? And then just something that you can be mindful of. So that fuller text is 64 words. So you might say, hey, ChatGPT, can you help me put together ... make it 64 words, right? So it says, listen to the challenge. If you prefer to listen, you can go through the complete guided challenge in audio form. Use the titles and play buttons below to follow each session at your own pace. This is a self-paced guided challenge. You can move through the lessons in order or revisit the ones that matter. So perfect. I can grab this and pop this in here, like that. I love when Tabitha Brown says that. So whenever I say it, I always say that's a Tabitha Brown thing because I don't want to claim it. I feel like that's not enough. I'm gonna show ChatGPT, and this is me just kind of full real time working with ChatGPT to work through the content. So then I have a list of the chapters, getting started, listen to the challenge, welcome, all the days, and I can just kind of copy and paste those over, right? But before I do that, let me look at this. So I put that in there, and it's got a decent amount of white space left. I feel like maybe I could have I don't know if I could squeeze in 3, but at least 2 more sentences here. Can you give me a revised version? Maybe 2 versions, like one a little bit longer than the other to see what would be a good amount of words for that section, and then also give me the number of words for each of those, please. Thank you. All right, so I got one that's 68 words and one that's 95 words. I'm going to go with the bigger one. Why not? Go big or go home. And see if 95 words is a decent amount for this section or too much. It looks like it could be a little bit too much. I feel like 78 won't be solid enough. So I may just need to tighten up 95. Let's see. No, 75 worked. It's Lush Justified right now. I'm going to see what it looks like if I change it to full justification. I like that. It's kind of cleaner. When it's flesh on both sides, I just made it full justification. All right, so now we have start here, challenge welcome, and then challenge day 1. So let me just look at these real quick. Where is it? Post a preview, story oversell, testimonial day. So challenge day 1, post the preview. And I'm not doing all of these. I'm just going to start off having a few of these in here. Story oversell. And then, I moved something. Whenever you move something, just hit undo. That's all you got to do. And I think day 3 was testimonial day. Okay? So, again, I'm not going to do too much because I kind of want to show you some of the logistical things so that you could spend at least 30 to 40 minutes working on this, and then we'll put it into ConvertKit. Okay? And I want us to do some of the working together. You may not finish all of it now, but the goal is that you are prioritizing it now, which is important, number one. But then outside of prioritizing it now, as you're working in it, you could ask me questions. Some of you do have one-on-one call time with me, which is always great because we can work on these projects together, or I can help you finish things. But for those of you who don't have time with me outside of the live, this is just a good opportunity for us to work on these things together. So what I'm going to do now is show you 2 ways in which I would upload the audio content. Okay? So let's do that in one of 2 ways. First, I'm going to do Dropbox, and then I'm going to do my website, because I put all of these on my website. I have WordPress, by the way, so I've just incorporated them into my WordPress website. So let me go to Dropbox first. Alrighty, so I'm inside of Dropbox, but remember, I'm on my iPad, so how it looks might look different if you're on your desktop, laptop, etc. I have my audios uploaded to my WordPress website, so that's where I'm going to pull them from. But before I get there, I figured I might just start here because some of you may upload to Dropbox or Google Drive or something, right? So when I'm here, I could just click the 3 dots. I'm sorry, if I click the 3 dots, I could see manage access. Let me minimize this keyboard to get that out of the way, okay? There is a link icon right here that would give me the ability to copy a link. Funny enough, this is an old Ready for Revenue that I did like maybe 3 or 4 years ago. So what I have now is an updated version. But I can also hit this blue button that says share and then copy the link, okay? I basically need the link. So logically, once you record your audios, they need to be somewhere on the internet. You can upload them to Google Drive. I like uploading my audios to Dropbox just because I literally just like the way the audio player looks. No other reason. But you could upload them to other places as well, okay? So now that I've copied the link, I can come back to this PDF document, and let's come here. So you see right here, this little icon, this little play button. I can click on that, and I can, little 3 dots, and I can look for the thing that says link. Link. And then now I can put in the link. So when I save this as a PDF, that link is active. I always tell clients a couple of things. Number one, I prefer to copy and paste links. For some reason, people always feel inclined to want to type. And I work with clients all the time, and I'll see them, and I'll be like, okay, so let's put the link in here. And they're like, okay, and they start typing. I don't know why that's like the natural inclination. Maybe people don't like to copy and paste, but copy and paste avoids errors. Human error, we type things and we screw it up. Number one. Another thing that to me is common sense, but common sense is not common, is testing these links. Literally, when you make something a link, do you see that? That's the link. So you can actually click on it, and it will take you to the page to see that it's working. Now, here's the amazing thing about that. Because I have to do this for a living, both for myself and other people, I realize how often people take for granted their ability to do something correctly on the first try. Whether they type it in, number one, or they put something in there but they don't test it. And you could have pasted it in, right? But let's say you accidentally hit a key and then all of a sudden there's a space at the beginning, or you added a T or a V to the ending of that URL and it don't work. You're like, but it should work. You know it works, but it doesn't. Testing doesn't hurt. Next thing is, I believe that different people do things differently. So meaning the natural inclination could be to press the play button, or they may try to click the text. So I'm going to click the 3 dots beside the text and then go to link and insert link so that they could use the link or the play button. Now, what's going to happen is if I sit here and do all of these, which I'm not because I care more about you doing this than watching me do it, then as I'm doing that, all of these will become underlined. I don't like the underline, so eventually I would come back here and take the underline off. But I leave it on. You'll see underline is purple because it's active. I leave it on because then I can visually see what has a link and what doesn't. Then when everything is correctly linked, I just take off all the underlined. If you want to keep it, keep it. Me, visually, it's just a personal preference. I don't like underlined linked text. Um, now, then I would basically sit here and go through adding all those links. I'm actually going to show you my website and how I would get that from WordPress because I've uploaded them there as opposed to Dropbox. Only because I'm using it in different platforms, and for the platforms I'm using it on, it's easier to get the link from my website versus Dropbox. But if you're just wanting people to play it, you again, Dropbox, Google Drive, your website, really and truly, it's up to you. So literally, I'm in my website, which is built on WordPress. So this may look familiar to you, those of you who are in WordPress. And you can upload things directly to your media library. So right now I'm on my media library, and I can see like all the different links to the audios for this series. And I essentially just need to pick an audio. I even have my Breakup with Broke series in here, so I got a ton of audios in here. Let's do the invite. And let's do the copy. So literally, there's a button that says copy URL. Is this the right URL, the right link? Not necessarily. This is not, but I'm just giving you a demo. Okay. This says this is my invite to the Simple Digital Product Business blueprint. So I'm just giving you a way just to kind of understand how I would get this from my WordPress. Go to my WordPress, log in, go to my media library, find the link, search for it because there is a search option. So if you needed to search for it, you could. And then I would come here and I would go to the link and delete the one that's there and then replace it with an updated version, right? Now if I click this one to test it out, as opposed to going to Dropbox, it comes here. Breakup with Broke. And it's a clean little simple player. I just like the fact that the Dropbox ones, people can leave comments and things. So it's a little bit more engaging than just a simple player. But it plays and it works, and that's what matters. Do you have any questions about adding your links? Because if you want to create something where it's text but then also audio-based, you're going to have to do those steps, recording the audio, but then uploading it to the web wherever you choose. I pay for extra storage every year on Dropbox and also on Google Drive. I actually have to increase it because I think I'm running out of TIGs. I need to get more TIGs on my Google Drive. But point being, I pay for storage because, number one, I do this all day, every day. I've got over a decade plus of storage on both of those two platforms, and I have to do it for myself and for clients. You may just get away with a free version of either of those, depending upon how much you really use those platforms, because they do have free levels. But again, if you do have questions about these, feel free to let me know. Those of you who are in either the Momentum or VIP level of my Insider Circle, you know that you have one-on-one time to talk to me about doing these things, or time where I literally am helping you put these things together. So those of you in the program at the Focus or the Clarity level, we work together virtually, or if you have one-on-one time, I can help support you and on one-on-one sessions. But those of you who are working with me directly in the Insider Circle, and we have hours of time together, getting support on these things is something that we do. But of course, many of you, whether it be months or even years working with me, have been able to build your skill set in this capacity too. So the good thing here is that the more that you do these kind of projects with me, the more you work on your gifts, talents, and abilities, being able to customize these documents. Now, links, that's one. Colors is number two. So, for example, I love this blue. It's like turquoise is my is my jam, okay? But it's not difficult for you to basically customize this whole thing. I'm going to click on that blue. If you have the pro version of ConvertKit, you can add your colors, your own brand colors, and use those consistently, number one. Or number two, you can choose whatever colors you want. Now, I'm going to just click one of my brand purples, and you see right here at the bottom where it says change all. If I click that, it's magically going to change all instances of that blue to what you see on the screen, like magic. So when it comes to, let's go to the audio page. The audio page, text works different from graphics. So on the audio page, I would want to do the following. I would want to click on the back blue, and I think it's a very, very light blue. Let me do actually the front purple first. So if you want to keep the color scheme the way it is for simplicity, that's fine. But I want to change all of these to this purple, change all, and then change all instances of the text. It treats each different type of element differently. So these are text boxes, so I need to change the text box color separately, do a change all on all of those. Now the only thing that I would need to customize here is that background blue, right? And it's a very, very light blue. So I would come here, and if I put in that purple, as you can tell, everything now, it's too dark because it needs to be a very light blue. So I would go to the color picker wheel, and I'm literally just putting my finger on the screen because this is an iPad, and I'm pushing it close to the top, close to the far, far left, top left is white, and my mini-me is on his way back home. Good things. Just checking in. I'm always like, checking with me every step of the way. When you get there, when you're leaving, all the things. Very top corner of the color wheel, top left is white, and bottom right is black. So I probably would want something close to up here for like a very light lavender that would complement that purple. And that's a good one. So now if you notice at the bottom where it says change all, I'm going to change all instances of that very, very, very light blue to a very, very, very light purple. So it matches mine. And then I'm done, right? Now, if you can do it, great. It's not terribly complicated. But again, if you're somebody who doesn't like Canva or it's difficult for you to do, easiest rule of thumb for me is to first start off with just changing it to that same color, that's the front color, and then push the color wheel far, keep pushing it to the right till you find a complementary lighter version to balance out what's at the front. So you can match it, color matching, okay? Everybody good? Everybody clear so far? Because again, my goal is that I am giving you some of the excuse me, some of the logistical things that you can do. Now, let's talk about the QR code page, right? Let's say I make this PDF and I put it on my website, okay? Or when I do PDFs, honestly, I like to upload them to Dropbox. So I'm going to go to Dropbox real quick. Oh, wait, no. Google Drive, sorry. I upload them to Google Drive. And I'm going to do sneak peek. Let's do, here's a sneak peek guide, my 5-day challenge prep. This is another template that I have, the 5-day challenge prep. I built on that, which this is an 8.5 by 11, so you'll notice that it's a wider book. It's an 8.5 by 11 version of like the paperback version. But a lot of times I'll have sneak peek ones that I give away for free. So let's say I'm going to copy this link. Okay, copy that. Copy. Now, let's say I wanted to put a QR code in here. So I would delete this QR code. Then I would go over to apps, and I would search for QR code. Okay. I would use the first one, the QR code. This is like the default one. Then you can put the link in here and hit generate. Now, you guys can scan it. You can put your phone or whatever and scan it and see if it works. If somebody scans it, just let me know if it works. And I'll give you like a second or two to do that. Ooh, am I still recording? Whew. I keep hitting turn off the recording, so I'm like, did I turn off the recording? But why would you create this QR code? As I mentioned earlier, if, for example, you want a print version of this, giving them a page where they can click and listen to audio won't work because you can't click physical pages, right? But you could give them a QR code. Like, let's say you upload the the PDF version to your Google Drive, then you could give them a QR code and say, click that to go get the digital version and listen to the audios if you want the digital version too, right? Now, depending upon how you do this, you may just give them direct link to the PDF, or maybe you send them to a landing page. Like if you want to sell this on Amazon, for example, and you want to give people an incentive, you can say, thank you so much for purchasing my book. As a bonus, I have all of these challenges pages for you as audios. And if you click here, or if you use the QR code, you could either give them a URL or a QR code. Like if you follow the QR code as a bonus, you'll get all audios in this challenge for free. And then instead of sending them to the page to download the PDF, you can send them to a page to put in their name and their email and then get the PDF if you want to capture their email, okay? So then I would put this here, and I would put bonus gift. And then I could put, more information, push that up and say, follow the link. Thank you so much for getting this guide as a free bonus. Click here and you can listen to all the audios in this guided challenge, right? And then obviously if I'm doing the print version does not need these pages, because in the print version, excuse me, in the print version, they can't click these buttons. So in the print version, a QR code or a link, if you want to give them a link, maybe like a tiny URL or something like that they can go to and get access to the content. So when I upload let me go back to Google Drive. When I upload to my Google Drive, I'm going to go to the three dots and hit Manage Access. By default, this is restricted. So if you upload your PDF to Google to share it with people, by default it is restricted. You would need to edit the share option and change it from restricted to anyone with a link. So anyone who clicks on it gets access to it. Now, just keeping that in mind, I am on my iPad, so when I'm looking at a document, I just need to click these three buttons and see this full menu. On your laptop, you may need to be in your Google Drive, search for the document, then right mouse click on that document to see this drop-down menu. It may look different for you, obviously, if you're looking at a desktop versus me looking at my iPad using the Google Drive app versus using Google Drive but from your web browser. Okay, just kind of keeping that in mind. So any questions? Are y'all good? Are you still following along? I want to make sure. Now, another thing that I can say about the QR codes, okay, is that it has this lovely customization feature. Now, let's say I wanted my QR code to be purple. I could change this color, but I need my purple color. So hold on, let me grab that real quick. Let me go find my purple. How would I do that? Well, I'm going to click on my purple. Still doesn't show me what color it is, so I have to go to the color wheel. And now I can see that exact color purple, and I can copy that information, okay? So first, I don't want this to be purple. I want that to still be white, so I'm going to take that back to white. However, here I can say, you know what? By default, the background is white and the foreground is black. I can say, you know what? I want to change it to my purple. I don't want to use black. And you can use whatever color you want. Okay? Then generate code again. Now I have the same code, but as opposed to it being black, it's now branded purple. So you can always create QR codes and brand them. The back could be blue or purple. Honestly, it's really up to you. I could just as easily have made the background purple and then maybe the foreground white. Now I have a white version of it. A purple background, white foreground versus the opposite. Okay. So let's just replace that QR code in the middle with this one. And what if I'm like, what's the middle? I could just go to position and center middle underneath arrange. So it puts it perfectly in the middle. Now, the content isn't perfectly in the middle, but it is centered. So I may just want to move it down so it's perfectly centered with those two arrows, like so, like that. So what if I wanted to change the photo in the back, right? I could go to uploads folder, or I could use some of these are stock photos that I made many, many moons ago in what is that thing called? I forget the name of that platform, Midjourney, during my Midjourney AI teaching days. That I could just as easily go to uploads, or no, I go to elements. And I can go to overlay laptop and then go to graphics or photos. Sorry, not graphics, but photos. Not overlay. I think it's flat lay desk laptop. So flat lays will give you images where it's like a high level overview, right? And what if I wanted to use this picture? I would click it and then click the three dots and say replace background, right? So now this picture is in the background, and for some reason I have her here as well. Oh, because she is in a grid. I didn't need to replace background. I could have just took, excuse me, let me do that again. I could have just taken the picture and dragged it into the frame if I wanted to do something like that. Take any of these pictures, really. And if I clicked on the picture, I could like move it, double click to get in here and move it around if you wanted to. Okay. So working on a platform like Canva, there is a learning curve. We can do some of these things together if you have one-on-one time with me outside of working on them your own, but having this is definitely useful. So quick power pause. What else can I show you? Customizing the cover. So let's change this to Let's change the blues to all instances of these blues. Do my purple. Then let's change this dark blue. I'm not going to do anything crazy because I'm just doing demo for you guys. Let's change that to purple. Then maybe do, what would complement? Well, I was about to say what would complement the purple. My light blue. Change all of those. And then these ones, I'll do the darker purple. And then this one in the back. I don't know if I'm married to that, but I'll try it out. And then if I go to photos, I can do African woman purple. Just out of curiosity, and see if any images pop out for me. She does. I might use her only because I think she'll blend in nicely. She does. Again, I'm not going to take too much time to belabor this. I'm just kind of trying to show you some things that you can do. She does, because ready for revenue, and she's got dollar bills in her hand, so why not? Let's keep going. I like her. I always use her for like random stuff, but I may want to have photos of people on their computer or something. So let's see. Baby. This isn't necessarily the perfect combination, only because I don't want to sit here and belabor working on this, but I do kind of want to show you me just kind of going through some photos to find something that might work. This one might work just because the colors complement this, I think complement this kind of nicely. I think I'm going to go with her just because she's pointing up. And the idea here is ready for revenue. So I don't think I did too bad on the cover there. And then the idea here would be to work on adding the content for each of the sections. So let me show you how I would work on adding one more piece here, and then I'm going to go quiet so that you guys can work on your thing. If you have any questions or challenges about what I'm doing so far, definitely feel free to check in, okay? So if I were to go to my challenge day 1, so my challenge day 1, here's the main content, post the preview. Okay, copy that. And now let me just put my day 1 content in here, like so, like that. And then this one is called post the preview. Then I have prompts. So if I grab this prompt, social media, and then there are two style prompt pages. So first of all, for mine, I don't think I'm going to have individual audios, or do I want to have individual audios? Ugh, decisions. Okay, let me do the prompt page first. I definitely don't think I need this page, so I can delete that. But which one of these am I going to use? So this is great for several reasons. Number one, I'm going to do, here is your social media marketing prompt. Because I have a social media prompt and an email prompt for every day. You'll notice that it's more than, it goes over the lines, right? So I'll probably do two things. I will probably do this so there's less unused space. And let me see if it'll work for this one as well. Still kind of ends up being more. But let's take a look. The back here, I'm going to delete it just so I can show it to you. This is just a white box that covers the lines. See how far up the lines go? So you could drag this white box down so that more of it is your prompt, and then they get the space at the bottom, right? Now here's something else that I could do. Depending upon how much space you want to give them, I could just as easily duplicate this page if I wanted to give them more writing space, and then have a second page that is just lines. So I think that that's probably what I would like to do for this, is every day of the challenge have one page with the prompt and then space to write underneath it, and then another page just aligned. So they have the social the social media page, and then they have the email prompt. So that's going to make mine longer. Probably each of these might end up being, yeah, I don't think I'm going to use this one. So let's do this. So each chapter for my days, there's going to have a chapter page, a marketing tip page, the prompt details, then the prompt plus a lined page. I'm not going to use this one, so let's delete it. Delete page. Now let's go in grid mode real quick, right? So day one, then the daily prompt for social media, then a written page. I'm in grid mode. How do you know that? Because I clicked this little icon, the 4 boxes at the bottom, right? I'm going to click the shift so I can copy these 2 pages. Why? Because I want to duplicate them. Now I'm going to have how many pages? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I like to keep them in interval of 8. So I may not have the marketing tip page because I want to keep this even, or I want to either keep the sections in integrals of 4 or keep them even. So I could add a notes page to make it 8, or I could just take away the quote, the tip page. I'm undecided at this point, but right now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then what I would do is, once I'm like, okay, this is what my challenge is going to look like. For each chapter, I'm going to have the information for that day. It's kind of like, this is what we're doing for day 1. This is your social media prompt. This is an extra page so you can kind of brainstorm your social media. This is your email marketing prompt. This is an extra page so you can brainstorm your email marketing. You know what? I think I'm just going to give them an extra page. So let me keep my notes page because I want that. And then this page, I'm going to duplicate it as an extra notes page because why not? And call it notes. marketing notes to self. So that basically they have an extra page that they can brainstorm every day of the challenge, because why not? And so, excuse me, social media, then these are going to say, this is your email marketing prompt. And I'll put my email marketing prompts in here. And then this one is going to say, this is your... Now, here's the thing about my challenge, to be clear, so that you're not confused. My Ready for Revenue challenge gives my people 2 prompts a day. Every day there's a social media prompt and an email prompt, and you could do one, the other, or both, which is why I have a need for all of these prompt pages, because that's how I've designed my challenge. You can only have, I shouldn't say you can only have, you can just have 1 prompt a day. You don't have to have 2, okay? My challenge has already been put together and set up, so I have 2, okay? Now, if we go back here, you'll see that now I have my day 1, then my day prompts, then my extra note pages, which means that I'm going to have the chapter, my quote, which is my marketing tip page. Then I'm going to have how many pages? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let me put in the marketing tip for day 1 as well, just so I can make sure it look. Oh man, I just closed out my Google Drive document. Let me go find my daily marketing tips. There should be 7 of them. Are they in here? They might still be in ChatGPT. I thought they were in here, but they might not be. Here they are. Let's copy this real quick and put this at the bottom of this, so they're easy for me to get to. Okay, so I'm just going to copy the day 1 marketing tip and put that right here. Now, I could leave this the way it is. I'm going to go to position middle to put that perfectly in the middle. So I can also say marketing tip. So I think I'm going to create a little ungrouping. I'm going to delete that. And why am I doing this? I like doing things like this, number 1, because this shows you that you're not like forced to just use the template as is. If you want to zhuzh it, whatever that means, right? If you want to zhuzh it, you can. I think I'll widen it as well. Maybe put a little space between that and that. Perfect justify. I don't like the spaces in it when it's perfect justified. I'll do centered. I'm thinking of adding a light bulb. So I think what I want to do is go here and go to light bulb. Now, in many instances, you can just, I'm looking for graphic, not photo. In many instances, you can just use the template as is. You don't really need to go beyond the design that has been given to you. However, if you would like to, you can. So I'm doing this because I want to show you that you can customize this thing to match your needs. So I'm just going to put this here. As opposed to using quote, I'm going to use a little light bulb. And then I think marketing tip. Or you know what, this one's kind of cute. I don't know. I like that one. And then change this to a dark purple border. I don't know why, but I like that one. pops, a little pop of color. So then I'm going to hit select, or I'm using the shift key and my finger, and then I'm going to group all of these so that now they're not separate but they're movable. And then I'm going to go to position, center, middle. So sometimes clients will say, LaShonda, I need to get on a call with you so you can help me clean this thing up. Sometimes that's helpful, right? But now what you'll notice is that I have the structure down for what I want my chapter to be. So literally, here's what I'm going to do, which may seem a little bit crazy, but I'm in grid mode again. And what I'm going to do, give me 1 second, is I'm going to select all of these, 1, 2, because now I have the structure that I want. I know that I'm going to have one page just kind of getting them on board with what the day is going to be like. Then I'll give them their social media prompt and a space to brainstorm, the email marketing prompt and a space to brainstorm, plus an extra page because who knows, they might need it, right? And then I'm going to use the 3 dots on any of those and hit duplicate the 7 pages so that I can take those 7 pages and hold them down. Let me do that again. Actually, let me do this, which might seem crazy, but now that I have a structure that I like, you can build on the pages that are in each chapter and delete what you don't want, or you can do the following. Delete what's in the innards of the chapters if you come up with your own design, and that's what I've just done. I've just come up with my own layout. So I'm deleting what's in between all the other chapters because I don't want them. Only for the challenges, right? So, and it's only 7 days, so it's not like this is going to take you forever. But I know that I want my marketing tip page. And to break it up, I might put the marketing tip here like that. So the challenge day, the marketing tip, and then everything else. So I'm going to just take these and then hit duplicate. Now, I can either do the little dots and the drop-down menu will appear, or if you look right here where it says select all, I could just hit the plus button. That's going to duplicate all of those pages. And that's great because all I got to do is grab those duplicated pages and drag them right in between that chapter. Hit duplicate again, drag these pages, and put them right in between that chapter. Oh, did I do it? I don't think I did. Let's try that again. Right there, like so, like that. And literally just do it a couple of times because we only have 7 days. So I'm almost done. I'm on day 5. Grab again. Put that here for day 5. Grab again. Put this in here for day 6. Grab again. Put here for day 7. Now, you don't have to do this. You could just use the sections that were given to you and keep what you want, delete what you don't, and keep it simple. But if you did want to customize it in any way, arrange pages, you could. It really just depends upon your skill set. And like I said, those of you who work with me one-on-one, usually we'll sit down 60, 90 minutes, go through the document. I'll take a look at what you've done and then help you kind of build from that point, right? So now my document is about 70-something pages. I still have adjustments to make, but that's what it is at this point. Other than that, then I would actually start to put all the content in for each chapter, for each challenge day, and then put my bio in and my closing in as well, to kind of just knock out the process of creation. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you an opportunity to work on this for about 15 minutes just to kind of see. You don't have to complete it, but just to see if going through the customization process you have any questions for me. Those of you who do have content, okay? And then what we'll do at 3:30 is I'm going to put this into ConvertKit and show you how I would put it on a page for purchase. And that would be it. That'll probably be it for today, so we stay on time. And if you did want to, after that point, work on it further, you could. And then tomorrow we'll talk about creating a digital business plan outside of working on this particular ABC offer digital product project. Okay? So let's do it. I am going to, again, give you the opportunity to power pause and work on your content on your end. If you need me, unmute yourself or drop into the chat. We'll do this for about 15 minutes, then 3:30, I'll put it in ConvertKit. If you're good, because you know how to do that, great. You can just kind of power off and check the replays. If you want to stick around and work, awesome. So that's what we're doing, power pausing to put your content into this and or customize it to your liking. You can even work on customizing the cover and just being able to show what that cover is going to look like for me to see. And then we'll move from there. Hopefully that's clear. Everybody good? If you have any questions or if there's anything that's confusing for you, take this opportunity to get clarity now. And then we'll go into the Kit platform at 3:30. Alrighty, so what I wanted to do was to go through as much as I could as far as customizations with you. Some of this you're comfortable with if you've had any length of time using something like Canva. Excuse me. Otherwise, you can definitely check in with me for clarity and support. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is actually show you how you would sell this thing, right? So let's go back. Well, before I go back, let me do this. Let me download this cover because I'm going to need it. So I'm going to go to File, and let me change this to the Ready for Revenue Core Challenge, the book. Okay. And then I'm going to click the share button, and I'm going to do two things. Number one, I'm going to download, let me come here. All the way at the end of this, the last page, I think, is just informational about my template hub, so I can delete this page. Now, let's pretend, operative word being pretend here, that I completed this PDF, right? Excuse me. I'm going to do two steps. I'm going to download the whole thing as now. When I'm here and I click on download, by default it says MP4. I don't want that. I want to change that to PDF. Now, if you're just doing a digital PDF, the standard PDF is fine. It's smaller. It's good for digital sending content over the internet. If you want a higher quality version for print, do the PDF print version. And I'm not going to go into printing today just so that it doesn't overwhelm, okay? We're talking about digital products, so that's where the buck will stop. But I will say that I do like to upload these to lulu.com and or madcloud.com, depending on how big they are, to start the process of having a few physical copies if outside of digital, just as a side note. So PDF standard, download the whole thing, and save it to my iPad because that's what I'm working on right now. Now, this is a demo. This isn't the actual finished product, but again, I don't want to have y'all here for 6 hours and I'm just copying and pasting text. Why would we do that? So I'm just going to save it to files and save it here, number one. And then I'm going to download again, but this time I only want the first page That's the first thing. And I don't want a PDF. I just want an image for the first page. And that's it. Okay? So I want the whole PDF, because if I'm going to sell it on ConvertKit, I would be selling the digital version so they can download it. The digital ABC version will have the book content, the audio content, and they could print this if they wanted to, outside of purchasing a physical copy if you chose to sell it on a platform where you could sell physical copies like Amazon, Lulu, or MadCloud. And again, we're not going to go over that today because then we would be here forever. Okay? We're just doing the digital stuff. So, any questions about customizations using Canva? Last call number one. Outside of that, you can always schedule one-on-one sessions with me, whether it be 60 minutes or 90 minutes, to have the opportunity for me to do these things with you. I also opened up my annual program for ladies who wanted to. 2 ladies actually signed up this month to work with me for 12 months and gain support, which gives you one-on-one clarity calls with me, access to the, actually no, 3. So 3 ladies signed up. Inger, welcome, welcome. She is now a part of the Insider Circle Focus. And then Karen and Carol are a part of the Insider Circle Momentum. So if you wanted to unlock the Insider Circle, especially if you wanted to work with me one-on-one, Momentum and VIP give you the opportunity to personally work with me so that every month you can have calls, we can work on your content, or there are things I can do with you or for you, okay? So if you know you want more deeper coaching and or support, I normally do not open up this. Normally I only have enrollment in the end of the year going into like December, January. But as the face would have it, LaVon shared the circle with one of her friends, and she joined the program. Then I was like, oh, middle of the year, why not reopen it? So, and then I ended up having a few more ladies join as well. So just a side note for those of you who came to this, but maybe you're not in my annual program, or you would like to work with me directly ongoing, because putting this together is one thing. But if you know you just need support, you just need somebody to be able to look at your stuff, talk to you, offer guidance, and say, like, for example, one of my clients, Elizabeth, she's in the VIP program. She sent me a Voxer message like maybe 3 days ago, and she was like, okay, LaShonda, we got the masterclass done, but when they sign up to the class, I want them to have a 6-part email sequence. And I was like, okay, well, what do you want the email sequence to say? And then she sent it to me, and then within the 30 minutes, I had the automated email sequence in her Kit account, and then she went in there and just kind of modified the text. But I created it, set up the 6 series, and all she had to do was kind of go in there and change some things. So whether it be just one-on-one calls, working on things together, or doing things for you, that's what the Insider Circle allows you to do at the Momentum and the VIP level. Working with me within the community at the Focus and Clarity level, because there are 4 levels to my Insider Circle, gives you the opportunity to be with us pretty much every week, every month. There are teachings, trainings. This past week, we worked on, I think it was week number 4 of the Simple Sales Funnel, creating your own Breakup with Broke funnel, so you have a funnel that you're using to promote your products. This week, we also did the book project number 8 for the 12 Books in 12 Months project. So having the opportunity to just see the calendar and schedule and be a part of all the virtual activities that I have month by month, you get that in the Insider Circle at the Focus level. At the Clarity level, you have the opportunity to talk to me and have me help you with clarity, strategy, and implementation. Being able to talk to me, but also having me do work for you, having like pretty much Voxer time to check in with me via voice message, and also come out to in-person events here in North Carolina. That's what you get access to at the Momentum and the VIP level. Our next, by the way, in-person event is coming up in the first weekend of October, 3-day workshop here in Greenville, North Carolina. If you're in the circle, check in so I know I can put you on the list because you're like, yeah, I'm coming. Or otherwise, if you're not in the circle but you wanted to purchase a ticket to join us outside of being in the community, you can do that as well. So that's just a side note. Let me go into Kit now that I have these graphics and PDFs done. But I definitely wanted to offer clarity and support so that you know. Definitely send me the link to update my info for the vault. Thank you. Sure, you could email me your information and a reminder, and I can let you know more details. Okay, so let's go into Kit. So there were a couple of things that I said to you. Number one, make sure that if you don't have an account, create one. You could sign up through me, number one. And then number two, if you are new to Kit, connect it to your Stripe account. Those are some things that I recommended you do while we were on break. If we lean into the plug and publish prep, like where we left off with that. Let's just put us in presentation mode, right? So just basically getting into a space where you've got your content, you've got your audios, you're uploading your content to Dropbox. And like I said, this process for me, when I create what I call QuickBooks, it's something that you can do within 3 hours to 3 days at minimum. And even if it takes you a few more days to kind of get it polished the way you want to, considering that most people struggle through weeks, if not months, creating a digital product, this is exponentially faster, right? Hopefully you can agree. We, like I said, are, my battery's about to die. Hold on one second. Okay, so we are now going into the space where now that we've worked on customizing in Canva, we talked about QR codes, turning it into a PDF, we're going into Kit. Let's do that prompt. Oops, sorry. I was jumping ahead. Quick pause. So let's talk about two things, okay? First thing being picking your price. This is a low ticket offer, but it could be a mid ticket offer as well. So for me, low ticket is something that is honestly under 100, but in that $10 to $27 range is like low ticket, right? If you want to go high low ticket, 47 to 97. If you want to go mid tier, that's when you're looking at something that's like $200 to $300 or even $500 mid tier. For me, high tier are things that are over 1,000. And those of you who go through the 12-week accelerator with me will be working on not just one product but several offers. So you're creating an offer suite. And having that offer suite, you have products that range from $10 to $1,000 digital products, right? But for this particular challenge, you can use the baseline, which is pricing it somewhere between $10 to $27. I say you could even do 27 and then discount it as needed. This is the simplest entry-level price point. It is the path of least resistance so that people say, okay, and they're willing to take a chance on you because the price point, it reduces friction, like that hesitation. I don't really know you like that. I don't want to spend money. I can't afford it. All the objections that you would need to know how to address if you were a seasoned seller are less of an issue when you create lower price point, lower tier offers. Okay, just food for thought. Now, even at the low, the high version of the low, which would be like 47 to 97, that's like a high version of the low, right? This is definitely great for the challenge, the Ready for Revenue challenge. Um, Let me say this, side note. Outside of creating the product, tomorrow we focus on the plan. Outside of focusing on the plan, I do have the Ready for Revenue 7-day challenge, okay? Now, I've created 3 Ready for Revenue challenges. They can be stacked where you can either do the first one, rinse and repeat, or do each one after the next. The first challenge, the goal is sell an offer for $10, make 10 sales, that's 100. Rinse and repeat that 100, make as much as you can. Now, this is paint by numbers where every day I'm giving you a social media prompt and an email marketing prompt, and you just follow that 7 days. Literally what you saw me putting into that PDF is the 7 days email, social media prompts, and then the audio to go with it, right? The next level up, level 2, is the conversion challenge where we work on conversion for 7 days straight. And then with that challenge, the goal is to sell a $100 digital product, 10 sales, 1,000. This is the 10-10 win strategy. I'll get more into it tomorrow when we talk about consistent with sales. Then the third challenge is to work on putting together a 1K offer, 10 sales, 10,000. So depending upon who you are, your skill set, what you want to do, you can lean into the original core challenge, focus on challenge 2, which is the conversion challenge, or having a customized challenge for you, which would be the custom challenge number 3. The goal of $100 sales, $1,000 sales, and 10K sales are those 3 challenges. With the weekend, quick win weekend, you do have access to the 7-day. And if you have access to the Digital Business Toolkit, which is in the 12-week accelerator, that gives you access to the 3 challenges that I've created for you. And if I don't forget, I'll show it to you today, but I might forget. So I'm going to see if I can show it to you before I go into Kit so I don't forget. So if you're doing the challenge and having a $10 offer, or better yet, make it 27, discount it to 10 for your first 10 sales to kind of knock that out the way, hit that goal, and then up level, that's one thing. Or if you sell your challenge for 47 or 97, this is a stronger positioning of value if you raise the price. However, that price point is more so for those of you who are established, you have a customer base. It does convey more value because it's going to cost more, but this is for someone who is more of a seasoned entrepreneur. You have a customer base and basically an existing audience. So if you're trying to figure out how much to charge for your challenge, I'm going off of value, and I'm going off of your ability to sell to your audience. If you're looking to get money and to increase your sales, maybe you know what, LaShonda, out of the gates, if I'm being honest, after I did the $7 challenge, the amount that I put in there, the transformation that it gives, I honestly would charge $97 for it. Okay, fine. Put $97 as the retail value rate, then maybe you discount it to $27 or $47 for a limited time to get those sales in. Because guess what? If you discount the $97 to $47, 10 people, that's $497. Or you discount it to $37, 10 people, that's $397 at 37, or excuse me, $370 at 37. So there are things that you can do to consider a price point for your offer between $10 to $97. Okay, just wanted to share that, and I was so quick to go into Kit, I totally forgot that. Number 1. Number 2, this CCQ. This particular CCQ you can put into ChatGPT so that it can help you basically write a 150 to 200 word product description that you can put into ConvertKit. So I'm literally going to grab this real quick. It's not going to take terribly long to get this this prompt to work for me. So I'm going to grab that and get my copy for my Kit page, and then we'll go into Kit, which is ultimately the last step of today, so that when you're in Kit, you go to the Earn tab, and then you create a new product and basically put in the information for that product. But okay, let's go to ChatGPT, and let's do that prompt real quick. Oh, I took a screenshot, so I'm going to ask it. I want to switch gears slightly. Can you first transcribe this image for me? Excuse me. Oh, I think I also copied that part. Okay, great. So I'm actually going to give you the prompt that you just transcribed to me, so that you can follow it. It says 5 questions, but to be honest with you, this is based on our chat history today, so I may not even need to go through 5 questions for you to help me create this description. So let's do it. I'm basically continuing the conversation, so I may not need a bunch of clarity, but let's see. What would you say is your audience's number one struggle right now when this 7-day challenge helps to solve? The number one challenge is twofold, and I say that with everything, but really and truly momentum and direction. Like, so many people want to sell, especially social media or via email, and they're like, oh, well, I'm not doing it enough, or I'm not doing it at all, and I don't even know what to do. So they know they want to make money, but they just are not clear on how exactly to market. So this is supposed to simplify the process for them, kind of like paint by numbers, like when we used to do as kids, and be able to say, here's the goal. Sell this offer, charge $10 for it, make $100 in sales, keep making $100 in sales, keep working on that. Do what I tell you to do every day for 7 days. Take the guesswork out of it, so that every day either send out a social media post, do an email, or do both. Just follow this for 7 days. Let's get intentional when it comes to your momentum and direction. Let's get you on track where you're doing things that actively help you to work on selling. We do a lot of different types of content marketing here, conversion marketing, curiosity marketing, nurturing. It's all in here. Visibility content, nurturing content is all in here. So the biggest struggle is, I guess the ultimate struggle is no money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not making money. I have stuff, but what the hell? I have no money. So them saying, I literally am ready for revenue, intentionally going through this 7 days with me so that they can work on that intentionally, work on that struggle intentionally, working through the make 10 sales, make $100, make some money, make it real, have some proactive strategies that they can do to move them forward. I think that's more than I needed to say, but there you go. And hopefully it transcribes, yes. Sometimes it says ChatGPT didn't recognize that, and you got to start all over. You can talk to it for 10 minutes. I try to avoid doing that so I don't have to repeat myself. What is the quick win this challenge provides in the 10 days? I think it's your first or next $100 in sales. I'm not assuming that everybody does this challenge as a beginner, but just intentionally having this challenge. They can make way more than that, but just the baseline of create or discount an offer to $10, make those 10 sales, keep doing the damn thing to move forward. That's the quick win. It's 3:53. I might not be able to get through all of this by 4 o'clock. This is an audio-based challenge, but they do get a PDF to go with it. So it's a PDF that it's a book. It's like a book, ebook, with the audio content within the book. The transformation or the outcome here is to proactively work on your profit and your promotions. Get better at proactively profiting and promoting. I mean, I feel like the icing on the cake is actually making money, but the goal is to proactively promote, proactively work on making money. And 99.9% of the time, most entrepreneurs ain't doing that. They are focused on creating another product or telling themselves they don't have time to create products or they don't have time to market, but they really just don't know how to market. So that's the main goal. I think one more question. I didn't think I need to answer all these questions, but let's do it. Do you want me to highlight any urgency triggers? Yes, please. Urgency is what converts and gets people to not just sit on the fence and go, oh, this is interesting, and not buy, right? Urgency is what converts. So it says, if you have been struggling to sell your digital products, this 7-day guided challenge was created for you. Most entrepreneurs get stuck because they lack momentum and direction. They want sales, but they are not promoting consistently or clearly. The core challenge removes the guesswork with a simple step-by-step plan you can follow, finally moving from stuck to selling. Across 7 self-paced audio sessions with a companion PDF workbook, you will complete 1 focused action per day. Each task shows you exactly how to promote your $10 offer, attract attention, and make your first or your next $100 in sales. From posting previews to sending personal invites, you will learn to market and with confidence and consistency. This challenge is more than a quick win. It teaches you how to proactively profit and promote, building habits. Sales long after the 7 days are done. Start now, and in 1 week, you can prove to yourself that making money online is not complicated. It is about taking action. Do not wait another week without revenue. Your next 10 sales are waiting. 188 words. Okay, awesome. So 2 things. I like it, but I don't love it in the sense of where it says from posting previews to sending personal invites. I would much rather it say, like, from social media marketing to email marketing, because most people, more so social media than email, then 9 times out of 10 are like, LaShonda, I need to know how to promote on social media. So I would rather it say that than posting previews. That's not necessarily direct, number 1. And then number 2, a short teaser version, awesome. So between those 2, I think I'm good to go. And then I can put them, either one of them, on my kit page. Okay, so you gave me 1 that's 191 words and 1 that's 65 words. Can we find a sweet spot of maybe 125 words, making it even tighter? Or 130 words, making it even tighter. Can we do that? And if you have any M dashes, remove them. I don't see any. Oh, I see one. I don't like M dashes, so please remove them. Those are those long dashes that ChatGPT loves to put in everything. All right, so I'm probably going to run with this one. So let's do this. All right, now I can run to Kit and knock this thing out. Let's go over to my Google Chrome. Let's go over to Kit. I'm already in here to create a new product. Oh, I wanted to show you what the guided challenges look like on my application. So some of you may have an account with my Digital Business Builder Toolkit, which is a web application that I've been building out, and a lot of my prompts live in here, okay? So if you have the pro version of the kit, all the bundles that I'm creating right now and that I build out for 12 months, all the things that I do to update this web app, you get. So, for example, this is the Get Ready for Revenue bundle that gives you the Ready for Revenue challenge and 7 prompts that you can use to get clear about what you're trying to accomplish. So if I were to, for example, click the Create a Product prompt, it is a very, very detailed prompt that you could go through and then literally have the opportunity to copy the full prompt, and it will open up in ChatGPT so that you can run through the prompts. So, for example, if I go back home and let's click on Browse Bundles, there are a lot of bundles in here right now, but I will continue to add bundles. Bundles are like specific to a particular project, like write the book, create a coloring book, create digital products, Break Up with Broke, which is my new audiobook and training series. Let's say we go to the Ready for Revenue, the Ready for Revenue challenge. Remember I said there are 3 challenges. The first one, the goal is $100. The second, the goal is $1,000. The third, the goal is $10,000. So if I go to the core challenge, it lives actually inside of this already. So creating the PDF with you guys is a great way to put an interesting PDF that is an audiobook challenge all in one. But because I built this application, I actually already built this out in here so that people can see, here's what we're doing for 7 days. If you don't have a product, let's create one. Don't know which product to sell, let's pick one. And these are prompts and or trainings that you can go through in the toolkit. Those of you who purchased the accelerator get the Digital Business Toolkit, 12 months of me updating it as a BOGO. So the 12-week accelerator plus the toolkit, that's a bonus, right? Outside of that, you could upgrade to the toolkit on your own. The best bang for your buck is getting the toolkit plus the 12-week create a simple, sustainable digital product business, getting them both in the bundle. But anyway, you can see the different sections here, and you can kind of click on them and then see what the prompts and the activities are. And then I also have a comment section. So as people start these, I literally just released all of these challenges. As people start these, then you can kind of go through the day, see the prompts, and work through them. I wanted them to be very time friendly so that the prompts, literally, you can copy them, use them as they are, modify them ever so slightly, and you're spending more of each day doing than thinking about what the hell should I do or setting things up, because we don't need that. You know, you start the challenge successfully having an offer, either it is $10 or you took something that you sell and discount it to $10, and then you strategically work on the 7 days of doing what you need to do to implement. So this is just me showing you the Digital Business Builder Toolkit. There's so much stuff in here. It's crazy. There are actually different tabs. There are audios, there are articles, there are calculators that you can use. There are courses, there are challenges, there are ebooks that you can download. And as I am essentially working on adding more content to this thing is going to be huge. So ebooks like my Break Up with Broke book is in here, and you can listen to it and or just read through the chapters. Then outside of ebooks, I have book books. And wait, I clicked on podcast by accident. So you can download, as I add more books to this, more courses to this, more classes to this. Those of you who have the Digital Business Toolkit at the pro level, everything I add to this thing for 12 months is yours. So just to give you a sense of what the Digital Business Builder Toolkit is, number one, and then the bundles and challenges that are in here specifically around Ready for Revenue, number two. The 3 challenges are already in here. So there you go. Now, if I go over to Kit, now I try to do that relatively quick because it's 4:03. But if you had any questions about that, feel free to ask me, okay? Like I said, quite a few of you are signed up for the 12-week accelerator. Some of you signed up just for the weekend, and that's totally fine. Some of you signed up for the 12-week accelerator, which means you got the toolkit as a bonus. Some of you signed up to the toolkit and paid for that thing when I launched it, so there you go. If you're in my insider circle, it does not include the toolkit. So if you wanted to upgrade to the toolkit, you can upgrade to that. But some of you already purchased the toolkit, so you have it already. Now, I am inside of Kits because I'm going to just show you in like 5 to 10 minutes how to put this product in here. So I went to the Earn tab and I created a new product. This assumes that, number one, you have a Kit account, and or number two, you've connected it to Stripe, so when people pay, they can pay you. I'm not doing that today because, like I said, you would need to kind of do that as a preliminary to this. Otherwise, if there's a platform that you're already using to sell your digital products on and you just want to add it to that platform, more power to you. So I'm going to put here a name, Ready for Revenue Challenge. Okay. Now, then you can say it's a one-time price or a subscription because you can do subscriptions, which is awesome. Just a one-time price. I'm going to hit next. Standard, pay what you want, or a payment plan. Standard price. So I can charge whatever I want for this thing. I am going to price it at $37. Okay? I'm going to price it at $37. I could have said more. I could have said less, but what I've done actually is I have something called the Ready for Revenue bundle, where literally you can get all 3 of the challenges for $97, and that's how much I'm selling that bundle for. So the one challenge, I'm just going to price it at $37 and then hit next. Now, you can turn on if you want people to be able to purchase multiple quantities, but it's a digital product. You don't need more than one of these. It's a digital product. It's not a newsletter. It's not a service. So I've got digital product selected. Then upload the file. So let's go grab that file because it's in here. Remember, I downloaded it to my iPad many moons ago, probably like 20 minutes ago. Now, if you want to change this later on, you can. I'll tell you how to do that. Then you can have a custom domain. By default, it's going to be Kit, but you can customize your domain in your settings. I'm not going to do that again today because then we would be here forever. You could just use the default, but if you wanted to create a custom name that has like your brand, you could do that. So it says Ready for Revenue Challenge, perfection. Now we're going to keep this light and breezy, okay? So follow along with me. I just got my copy from ConvertKit, right? I'm going to pop that thing right in here. And I think this is the one that was 130 words. In the interest of time, I'm not going to read through it because I'm just demoing this thing for you. It's not done, so I would obviously tweak it. But in the interest of time, I'm just going to put that right here. And then this is pretty big, so I'm just going to put Ready for Revenue. That does not change the title, by the way, but I'll explain that to you in a bit. Now, right now, the back is gray, and it needs a photo. So I'm going to go to General Styles, and you see where it says Background? That's the background. I'm going to change it from that gray to purple. Now, here's the cool thing about this. I've already saved my colors in ConvertKit. And at some point, if you're like me and you have brand colors, you can save them in ConvertKit. It'll make it so much easier for you when you're building out sales pages and landing pages to have your colors already in the application. And then if I double-click on the gray image on the left, I'm just going to replace it with, guess what, my cover graphic, right? So I'm going to grab that real quick, hit done, and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Put that right on that side. Now, it'll say fit or fill. Fit, it would be small like this. Fill, it would be responsive. So the more text on the right, it stretches on the left. Then where it says get it now, maybe I'll change that to download now. You can change it to whatever you want. And this, maybe I change this to my brand blue. And then it's 30. The radius for the corners is 30. I like to do 15. So it's slightly rounded, but not terribly rounded. Now you'll notice that it is slightly cut off here because it's quite a bit of text, right? But if, let's just imagine I used the shorter version. I'm not going to go grab it in the interest of time, but if I use a shorter version of it, I don't know how many words that is, but clearly you can see it fits better here, right? Now, literally, I'm going to hit save, and I'm going to hit publish, and I'm going to copy this like so, like that, and then I'm going to come here and show you. Voila! So literally, I think it took me 5 minutes to do that. And this is, I think it looks pretty clean, right? Now, I could actually add more text if I go back and modify that. It won't stretch it terribly, but this is the page here. So you can literally, within a day or a few days, put this thing together, put it on a sales page, and sell it, okay? Now, if I go back to edit, let's look at settings, because there are a couple of settings that I want to share with you. First is the name. You can change the name here. Even if you changed it here, this is just what is being displayed on the page. The actual name is what is set up in settings. If you want to change the price, sometimes you can, sometimes you cannot. Once you set what type of offer it is, pay what you want, standard subscription, you can't change that, but it'll be a notification here. Fulfillment. What if you finish the PDF and you're like, oh, I need to make a new version of it? Come to fulfillment, delete the version you have here, upload the new one. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. We're not going to talk about upsells today, but if you wanted to attach another offer and say, hey, if you're going to buy this, buy that, that would be an upsell. And you could do that by adding on upsells. That would need to be a product that was already created. So let's say I give them my Time Savers Toolkit, and they could buy it as an order bump for 50% off. Save. I'm going to add that as an upsell, okay? I'll show you what upsells look like in a second. And then the other thing is that I want to show you here is discount codes. So if you want, let's say you wanted to sell this as a discount, and as opposed to me selling it for $37, I wanted to say you can get $20 off for a limited time. This infinity means as many people want to use it can. Let's say the first 50 people use it, then nobody can use it after that. You can set a number or keep it at infinity. When it comes to the discount, if you have the $, that's like $20 off the 37, which would make it 17. Let me do $27 off to make it a $10 offer, right? If I wanted to do like a limited time $10 discount on this challenge, right? Or I could go to percentage and say do 50% off, do 75% off, either a flat rate number or a percentage. So let's hit save, okay? Let's hit save, let's hit publish. Now, here's the thing. First, let me show you. It's 37, but now I have an order bump. You're like, I don't see it. What order bump? Okay, what if they go download now? You see this? Now they can add on. They could just pay 37, or they could add on this for $23.50. Right now, they're paying 37. An order bump allows you to increase your AOV. So now it went from a $37 offer to a $23.50. Now it's $60.50. AOV means average order value, how much somebody pays you before they checks out. So for you, when you got to think about how much money you want to make, you could literally, and I've done this, take a $10 offer, turn it into a $100 offer, or on one page, I sell products that range from $7 to $997, and literally people will add things to the cart and either pay me $7, some people will pay me $1,000 on that one freaking page because of order bumps and variations. And as we go through the 12 weeks, those of you who hang with me for the 12 weeks, we'll work on creating an offer suite, offers at the 100, the 10, 100, and that $1,000 level. Because guess what? Unless you're pumping money into ads or you have people who are going to close and sell your stuff for you, you got to get better at strategically working with the amount of people that come to you. I'm about how do you get big results from a small list. Big results for me means realistically hitting your 4, 5, or 6-figure goals without needing a ton of people to do so. And when I share the 10-10 win strategy with you, the goal is at 10 sales At a $10 offer, you make 100. At a 10 sales, at a $100 offer, you make 1,000. At 10 sales, at a $1,000 offer, you make 10,000. There are people who are right now struggling to figure out how they're going to sell their offer at $50 and make $10,000 because they're still stuck in this belief that they can only make money selling low-ticket digital products, but they need high volume. How many $10 and $20 offers do you need to sell to hit 10,000? And then you don't know how to do ads, or the ads are not converting, and everybody's hurting because they're struggling. My simple, sustainable system, the plan I'll walk you through tomorrow, is about balance. And if you 10x your success, you can literally see that with somewhere between 10 to less than 100 people, you can hit 4, 5, and 6 figures. You just have to have more balance. And most entrepreneurs that are struggling, while I just kind of quietly sit and do what I need to do, are struggling because they don't have enough of any one thing. They don't have enough low ticket to bring in new people, but they are struggling because they don't have enough low ticket to create a sustainable business. On the other end of the spectrum, they have no low ticket and they have high ticket, but they don't have solid low ticket offers to get in more people. So they're trying to sell a high ticket to nobody who knows them because they have no expertise, no audience, no credibility. So trust me, it's not just about the low ticket side. Some people don't have balance because they want to sell high ticket, but they don't have enough high ticket people coming in, right? We'll talk about that. But order bumps, right? Number one. Discounts, number two. So look here. You made a discount. You're like, well, how does that work? Do I give them a code? No. You actually turn on discount, and it'll show you can make as many of these bad boys as you want. And then when you see all of your discounts, you can select the one that you want. And then once you select it, then copy the link, because it's going to give you a new link. Not the default link, but the link that you would give your people with the discount. So now let's go back real quick. When you look, this is the regular page at 37 versus a page with the discount code. Now it's $10. The links with the discount code automatically reduces it for them. And if your discount has expired, if you set limitations, or you just delete the discount, it will say invalid and they can no longer use it. Really and honestly, it's up to you. So one of the things that I said to you is, those of you who do decide to work on the Ready for Revenue Challenge, whether it's the first 7 days or the full 21-day experience, because again, it's literally 3 challenges broken up into 7-day intervals, right? You could make a $10 offer, or you can make something at a higher price point and give them a discount. This is just an option for you. So the New Yorker in me and the girl who really wanted to end at 4 o'clock so I could keep this thing to 2 hours, I kind of rattle off that part relatively quickly, but I hope that it made sense to you. And to be quite honest with you, when it comes to these things, you kind of have to do it a few times, either on your own or with me, or come back and watch the replay, yay, to make it a habit. But it's not something that is so complicated that you can't. To me, whether it be using Kit or my PDF, I'm really trying to show you low-tech, low-lift solutions. Or even when I talk about the 10-10 win strategy that we'll lean into tomorrow, strategically working in spaces where you're working on the goal of 10 sales at a time to then go from 10 to 20 to 50 to 100 sales, as opposed to people who are out here struggling, trying to make 300 sales, 500 sales out of the back. And that's fine if you find you have a plan to either spend money on ads, or you have somebody who is specializing in ads. It's fine if you're doing affiliate marketing and brand partnerships, or working with influencers who have a reach, a pool of customers for you. However, if you do not, you have to get better at creating better through smaller spaces that give you the results that you want. Now, we're going to talk about these results ranging from four figures, 5 figures, or 6 figures. And then again, over the course of 12 weeks in the Create Your Own Simple Sustainable Digital Product Business, in that 12-week, we'll walk through all the things. The goal here is that you work on a digital product today, either your first or your next one, based on the template and strategies I shared with you today. Whether you get that done today or the next couple of days, you are going to leaps and bounds exceed people who are still scratching their heads trying to figure out this base level, okay? That's the focus of today, and then tomorrow, again, I'm kind of giving you a little bit of a taste of what we're talking about tomorrow because, again, I find a lot of entrepreneurs are struggling. They struggle because they focus more so on digital products than creating a solid digital business. Anybody can sell an ebook or a course once or twice. It's about doing it consistently. That's what makes the process nice, right? When you know that you're bringing consistently in amount of revenue where you don't have to work for anybody else. That's the part that most people either don't teach you and or they don't know how to do. And again, for me, it's not about going on and teaching you ads because I'll find that a lot of people go, oh, just buy ads, and they're pumping everybody, which is what in the last 3 to 5 years has raised the rate of how much you have to push into ads. And I personally work with Samcart. I've used the Samcart platform for years, and I'm currently in the process of getting mentored. Like I'm one-on-one being coached by the creator of Samcart, one of the creators, Scott. So I'm literally working with someone who has built a multi-million-dollar, 7-figure business. And let me tell you, baby, the amount of money they put into ads on a daily basis, the average entrepreneur don't even make on an annual basis. Okay? So, sometimes when folks they've got overly ambitious, not to say that ads don't work, but I focus on a place of organic and practical because it's not impractical for you to hit 4 or 5 or even 6 figures strategically working within creating experiences where you're transitioning people from low ticket to high ticket. Many of you probably opted into working with me at a low ticket. One of my latest clients who is inside of the Insider Circle has transitioned from buying an offer from me for $5 a few months ago. That was the first time she met me. She bought something for $5 a few months ago, and now she's in the Insider Circle at $5,000 level. So there's a way for you to work on creating balance in your business, having a range of offers that are in that the $10, $100, 1K plus realm if you're strategic about it. It's not just about having high ticket or low ticket. It's about balance. It's not just about creating a digital product and selling it once or twice. It's about creating a sustainable digital business. So any questions about anything that we talked about today, feel free to drop that into the chat so I can see, or unmute yourself, right? If we go back to what we worked on, we were just inside of Kit. And my goal was to show you how to plug and publish your content into the template I gave you in Canva, number 1, and then take that PDF, take that PNG graphic, plug that into Kit, number 2. So that essentially the win for today is working through coming up with your challenge idea, drafting all the text pieces from the welcome to the wrap-up, working on the daily prompts for your challenge, starting the process, if not completing the process, of creating your audio content, prepping that Google Doc so it has all your text, your outlines in there, and then essentially customizing your PDF as well as putting that thing on Kit if you feel like that platform might work for you or another platform for selling digital products. It's really up to you. Outside of that, leaning into, if you did want to do print on demand and publish physical versions of this, you can. I've designed it at the size is 5.5 by 8.5, which is pretty standard. Some platforms you may have to increase the size ever so slightly to something like 6 by 9, but it's still pretty standard, and it's very easy to literally hit the resize button in Canva if you needed to resize it to make a few adjustments if you were printing on a particular platform that it needed to be slightly bigger than what you have here, okay? So final call, questions, comments, ahas, feel free to share. And then what we're going to do is wrap up so that you can enjoy the rest of your day, whether you lean into continuing working on this or getting ready for tomorrow so that we can talk about the simple, sustainable digital product business plan that I have to share with you. I gave y'all a little bit of good today. A little bit of what the fundamentals are for me so that you have a sense of what that looks like. Tasha says, I did your template club for $5. Oh, yes. The template club. Yes, that was one of my favorites. Simple subscription entry point offer. I might need to bring that one back. It's been a while. But I do have the new business model, which is working on AI applications and tools, which, by the way, is a bonus training that I'm doing for those of y'all in the 12-week accelerator, talking about how to create your own tools and apps from turning what you teach into a tool so that you can take advantage of the AI gold rush. So that's happening inside of the accelerator for the 12 weeks that go with this outside of the 2-day that we're working on now. But yeah, you can think about, what you bought from me and when you bought it and that fact that you're still here, right? I have clients who've worked with me for, a year or a couple of years. I have clients who've been working with me for the duration of me being online. They literally have seen Christopher grow up from a toddler to the 18-year-old that he is now. So, and that just is the testament of creating something that is sustainable for you, right? That's the goal. That's what I'm trying to help you guys do. So 2 years, yay, awesome. Awesome. I love it. I love it. My goal is just to help evolve and support you all. So as people come into my ecosystem from the very beginning, they have resources to support them. And whoever wants to evolve with me can, all the way up to ultimately hanging out with me or having me work on stuff for you privately. That's just what I do. It's funny because I think about Carol and I think about Elizabeth, because there was a day where it was maybe like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I go to sleep early, so I wake up early. Like it's 4:30 or 4:25, so it's almost 4:30. By the time I'm done with you guys, I probably walk the dog, do some videos because I'm doing 500 videos for TikTok, and I'm working on that. Probably record some videos on the porch, go eat something, and then go to sleep because what else am I going to do? So anyway, a couple of weeks ago, I think it was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, I woke up and then Carol had sent me a message on Voxer. She's a part of the Insider Circle at the Momentum level. Thank you, my fellow Momentum client, Levon, for referring her sister friends to the community. And then Elizabeth, she's a VIP member. She also had Voxered me. So I'm responding to their Voxer, and lo and behold, they were actually awake. I'm like, why are they up? But, I call them my 3 a.m. warriors that night because we're like back and forth. Well, then again, I think that I know Elizabeth is on Central Time, so hers time is slightly different from mine. But whether it's, Pacific, Central, me being Eastern, my clients in the UK, whatever the case may be, working with clients privately, working with me directly, I'm just, when I'm up, and I'm on doing what I need to do, working on projects and things that support you all as I work on taking what I teach you all to the next level. So thank you so much for joining me live. I really, really, really tried to give you as much love and support as I could today without having you guys on here for like 90 hours. That's something I've learned in the last 20 years. How to try to make these things more succinct but still give you as much value as possible. Go forth, enjoy the rest of your day, create your amazing, and we'll be right back here for day 2, 2 parts, 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Alrighty, my dears, till then, take care. Mwah. Bye.